Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do you What's Cracking reading. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot for your reading today. This is my second deck of these, and it's our third deck maybe, and it's still wearing very quickly. So I don't pull it out very often, but I felt like I wanted to use it today. It still remains my absolute favourite. Before we go any further, firstly, thank you. I hit 700 on my other account, which is awesome because it means once I get to 1,000, I can start doing live readings again. The old account is just this one that I'm uploading to is just not working for me anymore, which is a real shame because obviously I have a big following on this one. So I don't want to lose the people I've got here who still enjoy watching my videos. So I'm trying to work some ways around things. I'll get there. Okay, so thank you. Thank you to you who've gone over and supported me on the Astro Tarot channel. And thank you to the new people who've gone over there who now have ended up here. I just would be really nice if I could just throw the two together. But anyway, we'll get into your reading here. You know, the Three of Wands is a card that talks about waiting for your ships to come in. We see a man standing on the edge of the shore. He's looking out at this ship here and he is waiting for it to arrive in the shore. This gives rise to the fact that you're waiting on something. It also means that you're manifesting something that's coming your way. Now, what I love here is when you look at the tarot cards, and even in these sort of a little bit more decorative packs, this particular one is very, very similar to the Rider-Waite, the original tarot. Or one of the original tarots. So we have two wands sitting behind him, which means that there is a new direction to take once this ship comes in. And the wand he has in the hand represents the Ace of Wands. So therefore we have the three wands. But that means with the Ace of Wands in his hand that he gets a brand new journey, a brand new beginning. And the two wands behind him says that he's choosing a new road to go down. So that's a beautiful start to the reading. Look at this. So you have something in front of you that's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. We have the Ten of Cups. So we're looking at, you know, happy family, being happy in your job. Somebody said to me the other day, and I hope you don't mind me repeating this, but sometimes things are very hard to get into balance. So you get the great job, you're really enjoying your job, but you don't have a relationship. You get a relationship, your job seems to fall over. I don't know why it is sometimes difficult to get everything sort of into one energy, but I feel like with the Ten of Cups, you're doing it. I feel this comes after a period of time where maybe you've struggled. Sometimes we can have that. This is what I see as the victim mentality. This person is trapped within those swords, but can easily free themselves from that. So in their head, in their mind, they're not seeing what is really happening here because they're too overthinking, over analyzing, and not really realizing that they have the freedom to do whatever they want here. So they're moving and towards the Two of Wands, which is really beautiful energy. So this person is sort of taking a new direction here. This doesn't always mean being at a crossroads where you have to let something go, but it may be that you're sort of just moving in a slightly different direction. But whatever it is, you're getting the choice. Oh, look at that. It could be with a Cancer, being this is the card of Cancer, but more so I see in this particular card that things have not been moving up until now. So if you've been on a journey where you've been stuck, I feel like you're putting some energy into manifesting a new direction for yourself, but it may be difficult at the moment because you're not moving. And there we have a card of choice with the Lover's card. So it could be a relationship you're waiting on. It could be some sort of choice to move in a brand new direction. Let's have one more. And then we have the Hanged Man. All right. So I feel here that you have been, I want to say stuck. You know, sometimes when I see the card and I think of the crossroads, I think, you know, you've come to a crossroads and you may get a little stuck trying to choose a direction. This is different. This is not being sure where you want to go. So you've been in an energy for a while, not really manifesting because you're not really sure what you want. Now, there may be two options for you with that Lover's card. Could be you've got two relationships to choose from. It could be a relationship and no relationship, a job and no job. But there's a choice to be made. And I feel like at the moment you're stuck. Why would you be stuck? Well, for example, if you'd met two people and you weren't really sure who you wanted to move forward with, or you had two jobs being offered to you and you weren't sure which one was right for you. But whatever's happening here, it's creating that hanged man energy. So you've got yourself in a little bit of a stuck space. And this is when I say to people, when you feel stuck, ignore what you've got going on and just really push yourself here to do something creative. It helps you take your mind off things. It helps with that overthinking. You could do some creative work around learning lessons around victim mentality, of course, or a bit overthinking, or maybe sort of understanding yourself more, maybe doing some self work, some childhood work, some inner healing. Because once that's done, it will help everything else in the universe move forward. And I feel like at the moment you feel stuck. All right. So we have the beautiful Queen of Cups coming through. Now the Cups, Queen and King of Cups have been coming through a lot lately. The Queen of Cups sort of shows me that there's great love for something here. And it could be that you want to make an offer to someone. Sometimes it is about making that offer with the cup here. But the Queen of Cups has such a beautiful energy because she does, it's really, and I know there's no such thing as unconditional love, but as unconditional as it can get. So there's some sort of love here that's, I almost want to say, driving you, whether this is self-love, whether it's love for another person. This is really driving you in the direction you want to move in. All right, so we have the High Priestess coming out next. So what I'm feeling here, she's looking straight at the High Priestess here. So maybe you are trying to make a decision here. But your decision to me looks like you're trying to look for either a higher purpose, a life path. If it's in regards to love, maybe you're trying to look at, you know, where you're feeling in terms of your own intuition, what's the best direction for you. But I definitely feel that you are taking the time out to really make a good choice for yourself going forward. And I feel like you are doing it with love. So maybe you've started to understand how to move forward by creating that feeling of intuition or love for self. All right, then we have the Eight of Wands coming through with the Seven of Pentacles. That's manifestation at its best. So what we're talking about with the Seven of Pentacles is planting seeds for the future and then waiting for them to grow so we can get in there and pluck them and make something of them. But you're growing something for the future here. Now, the beautiful Eight of Wands coming through, which is the card of communication. It's communication across the airways. So it's, you know, emails, text messages, phone calls. But, you know, sometimes this comes up as the arrows of love. So maybe you're not in a relationship and you've got an opportunity to move forward with someone. Maybe you're in a relationship but may have met somebody that's changed your thinking or changed your direction. Ten of Swords coming through with the Eight of Pentacles. All right, the Page of Cups. When the Eight of Pentacles comes out, I always think this is a card of, like, you know, really putting effort into where you're going. Effort into yourself, effort into your job, effort into something you're creating here. So I feel like this is where this is coming from. You're creating something for your future. But I feel like with that High Priestess there, you're no longer hanging on to an ideal or an idea of who you are. You're wanting to go with what you really want now. You know, if you look back over your life and you see how often you change, you know, when we're, you know, kids, we have this idea of what the world looks like and we want to look like this in the world. And then when we get to the age where we have to go out and make a living, go to work or whatever, we change our way of thinking. We change who we are to adapt to where we're going. And that isn't about putting a mask on. It's just we're adapting to what we want. And then we get to our mid-20s. By then, you know, we're ready to have a family. And then we adapt to a family. We change ourselves somewhat. And I honestly think that when you have children, you know, you have this realization that life is not going to be the same anymore. It's the same as when you go into a long-term relationship. So we're constantly changing and morphing. But I really feel the biggest change we get is somewhere in our mid-30s. And for some unknown reason, that's when you start to realize what you want for the rest of your life. It's almost like perhaps mid-30s is sort of in terms of halfway through, your existence. And you're looking at now, what do I want to do for the rest of our lives? And so many people I speak to change careers, start studying, change things. Maybe it's because your children are getting older and you're starting to realize they'll be off your hands soon. Maybe you've been so preoccupied with raising a family that you haven't considered yourself. Maybe you've been traveling, maybe you've been in a career that's got old. Whatever it is, I feel like here you're looking at your life now and asking yourself, this is what I want. What do I need to do to get me from A to B? And I feel like for some of you, it will be new learning. It will be changing career, but you are definitely putting the work into something that is done. Look at that. So you had the 3, then we saw the 2, now you have the 1. So the Ace of Wands is here with the Knight of Pentacles. So somebody's coming in to offer you a brand new start here. And I feel like for some of you, it may be a new love affair. It may be that you are creating something yourself, like a child, and you are wanting to move into a new energy. Let's see what the last card is, 9 of Swords coming through. I will clarify that with the Queen of Pentacles. There is some apprehension here about moving forward. I really like it because you got the Queen of Pentacles here. But sometimes when I see these, it sort of makes me feel that you're trying to either aim higher or moving towards a more complicated ideal. Maybe, you've been single for a long time and now you've got an opportunity to move into a relationship. And maybe that's a little daunting for you. Maybe that's a little scary, moving in a brand new direction. But I'm here to tell you, with the Queen of Pentacles, you are absolutely 100% on top of this. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. So there's a brand new beginning being offered here. Something that you want, something that you've desired. And I feel like it's coming for some of you in the form of an offer of love. For others of you, it could be to do with your work or your career, but it's something that you love and that you want to do. So let's recap. I see you manifesting something for the future. 2 of Wands here, which comes out, Ace of Wands up there, which comes out, which just really, for me, just cements the reading. All right, whatever you're doing, you're moving towards greater happiness here. It is time to let go of that mental worry, stress, overwhelming energy that's kept you trapped, because you're getting a chance at that 2 of Pentacles to walk down a brand new path. I feel like here things have been stuck for a while. If it's in regards to love, love is definitely coming your way, but you're making a choice here to move in a new direction after feeling very stuck and unsure for some time. Sometimes I remember, for me, when I first started going back to TAFE, I was probably in my mid-30s then, and I started my new journey. Kids are getting older. I'm thinking, what am I going to do in my life? I've been a bar worker for ages and done retail and whatever else. And I thought, I really want to have a career. I haven't had a career before. I left school early. I was a complete truanter, so I always got into trouble at school. And I never really did anything. Sort of my reports reflected, oh, Yvonne is an intelligent girl, but she doesn't apply herself. That was my story. So I come out, I go to TAFE. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I do a TAFE course just to see where my education's up to. I'm pretty good. I'm still pretty much on top of things. And then I decided to do a course to see whether it was worth me going to university, whether I could cope with that, or whether I really needed to sort of start from scratch. And I did really well there as well, with my tertiary ranking score. So I was like on top of things, ready to go, very happy with my outcomes. And then what happened was I went on a bush tucker tour with one of the women I knew. And she was an Aboriginal, but she took me with another friend of hers on this Aboriginal bush tucker tour. We ate bush tucker. And I remember her saying to me, Yvonne, you should get into welfare. You'd be so good at doing things in welfare. And I thought, well, okay, that's something for me to look at. So I went away and I thought, who do I want to work with? I'd been doing volunteer work for the disabled, aged and disabled people in the community. So I've been running around, sitting when people had to go shopping, that type of thing. So I've been doing a lot of that work anyway. And I thought, do I want to work in the aged care or the disability sector? Anyway, I didn't. I went in a different direction and I took up youth work. So I did a two-year youth work diploma. And when I took that, I then got offered a job um, in a youth refuge, and I worked there for several years. But it just goes to show how sometimes once we've made a decision, even if we've taken a small step in that direction, everything else follows beautifully. Everything just seems to fall in place. But sometimes it's making that initial decision. And I feel that is where you are in that energy of the hanged man. It's like you haven't found your first step. But I feel like once you make your first step, it will be all good from there. If it's a relationship you're after and you want to be in a relationship, maybe it's making the decision to make an effort somewhere in your life, even if it's only a little effort. But, all right, let's have a look at an oracle card. I might pull one from the Starseed Oracle today. I looked at this one for a long time. It became my favorite for a while. So let's have a look. All right, we have deep cellular healing. All right, so that may be why you're in that hanged man energy. Might mean that you need time to really heal yourself. Sometimes it's hard for us to make decisions if we are spread or not really in one place. Arcturus energy. Deep cellular healing. 54. Oh, number 9 again. Wow, we've been doing that a bit today. 54. Your body knows how to heal. Healing is your natural state. Physical and emotional disharmony can be a reflection of how the world, inner and outer, has been out of alignment. If you're suffering from a mystery or chronic illness, don't allow yourself to think you've done something wrong. Today, it's difficult to navigate our health. If this card has made its way to you, you're being called to focus on your healing in practical ways. There you go, creativity. But to be kind and tender to your miraculous body, to give yourself the grounding and carers you need, and to put your body first, to nourish yourself as you would a newborn baby, and to treat yourself with tender care. You may be called to switch things up with your body or your emotional well-being, to call in a team of helpers to support you in navigating any challenges you may be experiencing emotionally. So the Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular and emotional healing. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your body and well in your skin, to have your cells return to effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentedness, and to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. My tummy flipped as I was doing that. So good luck with it, everyone. It was such a beautiful reading. Thank you.